lady there just reminded me that it's a hard slog going up Tuttle Hill, and she's quite right. But I'll tell you what, I'll talk to you in a minute. Let me pause for a breather. I've come all the way up from the bottom of Tuttle Hill, right all the way up, and then over to Hartshill Hayes here, which you know of before because I've done a number of videos about it. And that's quite a climb actually. And the view from here has always been fantastic. I present to you Leicestershire. And I had a look at the geology. There's a sort of it said that England really is so many layers of different sorts of rock, but then the whole lot's been tilted and scraped. So you see different rocks in various places all over the country. And Warwickshire is no exception. It's got lots of different sorts of. And it so happens this piece we're on here is an old volcanic outcrop, which stretches from Nuneaton right the way along, and which in a way decided that the Watling Street for the Romans and the railway and the canal, not in that order, moved around on its journey north around this lump of, I say lump of rock, it's a ridge. It's only about 300-400 feet up, but it provides a lovely view. Look at that. So you're thinking, John, have you got your drone with you? I said, of course I have. Well, do you want to see a bit of a view around here up at Hartshill? I've shown it before, but it's always worth doing. It took its time. So today, my friends, I am on another bike ride. It won't be too far. I'm getting too old for that. And this is before I get an electric bike. I haven't got an electric bike. I'm tempted. That's a long climb, but I can still do it. While I can still do it, I'm going to stick with it. Dear, oh dear. But today, the temperature currently 16 degrees Celsius, which I think that translates in reverse round, Fahrenheit 61. Last Tuesday, it got very close to 40, which is unprecedented. That means it's not happened before. And that was a crazy day, really was roasting hot. And now we're down to 16 and it's cloudy. It's rained as well. So this is the England I expect. I have to say also, I've passed people as I cycled up the hill, as you could see. It was going quite slow. You could talk to people, and one lady wished me well. I said, oh, it's hard going up the hill, and I said hello to at least half a dozen people, and it's just nice to say hello to people and good morning. So that's what we did. And you might just hear down the road here, there's a truck with a cherry picker platform, and they're cutting the trees back because they overhang the road a lot, and it completely blocks the road off. But I just presented myself and they stopped for a minute and let me come by, which again was nice. It's a green and pleasant land, usually. Today's mission is to go to Ridge Lane, turn right, which is a beautiful little lane going down to Atherstone, and it goes along the border of Merevale Hall, which is owned by the Dugdale family and has done so for many years. It's a private place, and the building is a grade 2 listed building. So I'm going to go down the side there between it and the golf course, and it should be pretty safe to send the drone up there so we can have a close look, because you don't get a good view of it otherwise. And there's no, I'm not going to go over the top and spy. I'm just going to go up and have a a better look from the air. Slightly distracted for a moment because I'm now flying away into the distance. See if you can hear it. There's a raven. Sounds like a crow with a cough. The biggest of the crows, I pointed them out before. It's nice to see them around actually. You've got ravens, crows, rooks, jackdaws. Then the more colourful members of the crow family like magpies and jays. But he's floating around on what looks like a thermal, to be honest, rather than an updraft. And not to miss out on the party, up there is 1, 2, 3, 4, I think, buzzards. Let me see if I can get this. I mean, they're flying so high, they're tiny, so we'll see what we can do. They're up there. I can see them. There they are. 1, 2, 3, at least 3. Right, time to head on. Let's go over to Ridge Lane and the edge of Merevale Estate. Okay, come on. Wondering what the noise was. Yes, it's a Mustang. We're just a little further away along the road past the country park. This ridge carries on, and from here you can see south, and you can see, let me just get that in focus for you, way over in the distance in the south of the county. And down that way over, is the likes of Bedworth and Coventry, and beyond, in fact. I've always wanted to stop by and have a look at this place. Look, it's quite a modern looking build, but it's a complete wreck. I'm not going to go any closer, but it's obviously had a fire, and yeah, it looks quite modern. A lovely spot right next to the golf course, but completely unused and derelict now. So just along the road is Ridge Lane. And here at the top end of the road, really, it seems that Ridge Lane is just one road with houses each side, but quite pleasant. And at the far end is this pub, the White Hart, which means it's a white deer, and it seems to be quite operational, which is good. Well, I said I was on a ridge, and this is Ridge Lane. There's another bike coming. He's in orange too. Orange is the colour, I'll tell him. Orange is the colour. He was having a drink. He would have said, yeah, very nice comment, mate. Anyway, look, here, being on a hill, this is, just see, let's hold it up and over, look. It's obviously a water tank of some sort. And when you're on the hill, of course, that's where they put them. There's another one over at Hartshill. And also a feature of here is, let me just swish you around, ready? A couple of masts, I think radio masts, they must be transmitting something or other. So I don't want to fly too close to these because of interference with the signal to my drone. So I'm going to go further down, and then on this side, I think is where the Merevale Estate is. And I want to rise up above it and have a look over. And down here, starting down here, just now, is the Atherstone Golf Course. This road I'm about to go down is called Monk's Park Lane. I would say it's one of the prettiest little lanes to go down. It's fairly busy, as you can see, and there's no space on the side for a footpath or anything, but it really is a a delightful little downhill all the way to Atherstone. Well, I've just turned onto the main road going into Atherstone. This is the Coastal Road, and you can see this is the border of the estate. And look at that mighty wall. Look at it. I mean, it must cost thousands to build a wall like this. Yeah, it's quite amazing. I think this might be a good place to take the drone up from. Clear bit of sky. I'm going to go straight up and straight down again, so I'm not going to go over anywhere. So yeah, I think this will work. This is a fantastic view because as soon as you get above the tree line, we can see, first of all, how many trees there are. On the left is Merevale Estate, and on the right is the golf course. And over in the distance there, at the bottom of the hill, is Atherstone. What a view. And as we swing round to the right, this is Atherstone Golf Course. You can see the grass is very, very brown because of all the dry weather. But we're now looking back towards Hartshill Hayes, where I've just come from. Now this is called Bentley wood, and it joins on with the estate that we're looking at. But there are a lot of trees here. There's a lake actually in Merevale Estate, quite a big lake too. You just don't see this from the road. I've now reached the maximum height of 120 metres, that's 400 feet, and you can really see the extent of this Merevale Estate. Quite remarkable. There must be acres and acres of really quite beautiful, mature native trees there. There's a fair number of fir trees at the back there, but still quite a sight. Let's just get a little bit lower and have one final look at this lake before we descend into Atherstone town. Here we are, ending with a nice view of Atherstone itself. Well, that seemed to work well. That was maximum height, 120 metres, and a really good look round. Be interesting to see how the HDR photos come out. Right, next thing is to move on to Atherstone, just up here and then down the hill. I might see if I can get myself a little snack. See, I suppose you could say Atherstone's a place of surprises. You've got Russian motorbikes, and then behind us here, look, Mr. Sim's oldie sweet shoppy purveyor of finest confectionery and crazy motorbikes as well. Atherstone. I've said this before, but this was the main road going up and down the country, going through the middle of Atherstone, but they have a bypass now, which is so much better. Now this is always fascinating because you've got Greggs, which is the big concern baker, and next to it is Mickey's bakery. If you saw Mickey, he was in my video about the market, and this is his bakery in Atherstone, right next to Greggs. And there's nobody in Greggs at the minute, and there's 5 people in Mickey's place. I've just been in and I've got a pasty. Oh, well, this will do me. Well, here I am in Witherley, and there's quite a crowd of people coming down. I'll have to find out what they're doing. They look like a walking group, but do they? Are they? We'll see. Said the duck. Oh, yes, it's a walking group, and they just walked from over there down that way. Here's my friend the duck. Thank you. Good morning to you too. Right, let me tell you about pasties. Originally, the only place I know in England is Cornwall, and this is it. It's wrapped up in pastry, and it's got meat inside of various sorts and types. Real Cornish pasties, and I have had one, are about this long, much bigger, and they've got meat in one end, and then at the very end they'll put some sweet, some jam, apple or whatever, to make it a bit of a pudding. So it's a full meal in one go. And apparently they were made by the people of Cornwall, I'm going to say housewives, so that it was a full meal for the miners who went down their various tin mines and lead mines in Cornwall. They had a whole meal all in one piece. So now you know. And very nice it is too. Well, that's the pasty demolished. They're just a little bit peppery. They're not spicy at all. And yeah, better get going and head on home. There we go. It's not been raining. That's a water main's broken down there. So anyway, hope you enjoyed that, and you know what, you'll see me next time. Okay, bye bye.